stories. And
Sure.
things like that.
Yeah.
Tony, that's rolling, right? All right, cool.
All right.
Hey, guys, welcome to a really special episode of Chuckload of Comics. This one, we're talking to you, the podcaster, you, the YouTuber, a roundtable with some of Chicago's best podcasters and YouTubers. To my right and to my far left, Hardrick and Jordan from Pages Beyond Paper.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, guys?
It's
and
going
right
good.
here in the middle, in the hot seat, Ryan from the Chumpcast, our good friends, the Chumpcast.
So when are Chicago's best podcasters coming?
Yeah, right. Good question.
Later,
Okay.
warm their seats up for them.
That's, we're the
I can
opening
do that.
act.
So we thought we'd just kind of sit down, do a show just for people who are into content creation, things, because podcasting and YouTubing is blowing up. It costs little to nothing to do.
Very
you can
true.
do it with your cell phone. And as much time as you decide to put into it, you can make it as good as you want, and it's a great release.
Oh, yeah.
For creativity. It's a hobby. It can be a career.
If you hate your job like I do,
Become a
Podcasting is
professional
for you.
YouTuber.
I use it a lot to, kind of escape the real world, dive into the things that I like to talk about,
Yeah.
and that's why I do it. We don't do this really to make money. We do it because we love it. There's not like you said, there's a lot of podcasters and stuff out there. The market's saturated with it, but we do it because we love it. Again, it's an escape, for us. So
Yeah.
that's why we do it.
And it's blowing up. We were sitting here with Ming Chen from Comic Book Man on
yeah, he's
Friday
great.
night. Super nice guy, and he envisions a world where an entire convention is nothing but podcasters. Where Artist Alley becomes just a sea of people broadcasting
Yeah.
the whole time. And we're like, why? Eventually, it's going to get to that.
And headlining-
Chuckload of Comics is the first.
I was saying,
Yeah.
headlining Chuck Load of
we
comics.
are the seed that will grow a great tree of Podcast Alley. Ryan, I want to go kind of kick it off with you, man. Tell us about the Chumpcast. Like, you've been doing it for a while now.
yes, I've been doing it for longer than I'm comfortable admitting. We're 140 episodes in now, and I've
Wow.
gone through different hosts. My co-hosts right here, Mark and Brick, and they're kind enough to dedicate their time. And it's like you said, it's just an escape. And I do this just so I can have a forum for the things that I love. And through that, you meet people who love the same things that you do. And don't ever let anybody tell you that it's not work, because it is, but it's work that you will enjoy.
Yes.
And Chuck, you're working harder than anybody else I know right now.
It is work. It doesn't just happen in a day.
People say if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's completely untrue, because it is work, but it's work that you enjoy. So you just
Yeah.
have to be committed to it, and you have to be willing to put in the time and the effort. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
What is it, like 60% of podcasts on iTunes haven't posted an episode in a year?
Yeah.
So they're just dead.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people just quit.
yeah.
We actually
I won't
stopped
die.
doing. Yeah, we stopped doing the podcast thing after a while. We were trying to juggle both the YouTube channel and the podcast,
Oh.
and take the audio from the YouTube channel and just make a podcast out of it and try to split the two. But like you said, we posted a few episodes, and it was so much. It took so much energy, so much thought, so much pre-planning and stuff. It was like it became too much, and we strictly just stuck to the YouTube. You guys with the Pages Beyond Paper, what were some of your inspirations? Like who decided to do this, and where did it kind of come from?
I started this way back.
Yeah, we'll eat the mic there.
Yeah. It was just something to do, because I'm an artist and I just draw all the time, and when I hang out, when I hang out with people, I do not talk really. I'm just quiet, and I guess this is why I do it, because it's just to talk.
And I like to talk way too much, so.
Yeah. And when
Match made in heaven.
I started, I wanted to do it like a podcast with me, and then every week a different person was a co-host, something like that. And then that didn't work out. Then this didn't work out. Then when I asked Jordan, he didn't really want to do it, and then somehow I got him to do it, and
Yeah,
it started from there. So.
Yeah, it's been one of those things that we taled about it when we first tried to do it. It was silly, I feel like people are their own worst critics. So when they begin the process, they're the mic's recording and they I don't know what to talk about. It's a little hard at first, but it's just like anything. The more you do it,
Show notes.
right,
Yeah,
exactly. So the more you do it, I feel like the more comfortable you get with it, and the better you get. It's just like anything else, And like you were saying, it's work. It's work. There's times where we record an episode and a week and a half goes by, and I haven't finished. I got to get that up there.
Oh yeah.
It's a time sink, but the whole microphone thing, when you put some of the episodes we do, my fiance, for example, she talks constantly, and I love her to death. But you put a microphone in front of her, and if she doesn't have 5 shots of vodka in her, dead silence.
Yeah.
Complete dead silence. And I mean, as far as most of us that do this have a professional career, right?
Right.
True.
So this has helped me to speak in front of large groups of people.
Me too.
Yeah,
The
same
big
here.
time.
Yeah.
You get your thoughts on the fly. It's been excellent for that, and it's absolutely pushed my career forward from that aspect.
That really is like one of the big things that I noticed, and that's something that I tell a lot of people. 3 years ago, you get called into the boss's office and you get all flustered and you start sweating and you freak out. But then now
Yeah.
you go in and you could stand in front of a crowd of people and just give a presentation off the fly.
Absolutely.
And it gives you something more you can talk about, in your off time. If you're sitting at the bar with your wife or
Oh, yeah.
hanging out and stuff, and you wind up, what are we going to do with the show? It becomes just an extra little chunk of your life, and it's a hobby and it's fun and it's something that kind of grows you personally. Ryan, what's some of the biggest kind of pitfalls you've faced?
Oh,
Some of the
boy.
hardest roadblocks and hurdles to keep you going 140 episodes.
Well, it's I've been through a couple of hosts. We started off in that would have been like 2013. So we did take some time off, but the consistency really, and I'm sure you can speak to this as well, is you have to do it every week.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your following is completely gone. People will forget about you immediately. It's what have
Yeah.
you done for me lately? So if there is one thing that I can convey to people is be consistent. And we didn't always have that. We do now. I think 2 weeks ago, we took 1 week off. All 3 of us and some other friends went on my bachelor party. And we
How
were
was
like,
that?
I hauled all my stuff out
You didn't
there.
do a show? You
I
probably
hauled
did
the
do a show for
microphone and
your
the
bachelor
laptop.
party.
I'm carrying this old laptop that weighs 20 pounds, and I'm like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. We never did. That was the first week we've taken off in 2 years.
Wow.
And I'm still like kind of losing sleep over it because I know we probably lost 1, 2, 5, 10 followers just
Yeah.
because of that. Just
And
because they're like,
that's-
they forgot about us.
It brings up a really good tip for anybody who's like, about to launch their own thing. Set reasonable goals. You see people who are really, really successful that do a show every single day, and those are the most successful shows because they got the most content. They're in your face more than anybody else. But if that's not a reasonable goal for your life, you're going to go nuts trying to keep up with it. 'cause-
And to kind of piggyback that, as long as you set expectations,
Yeah.
if you say we're going to release every other week, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know
I've
how
noticed-
deep
I've
you guys
noticed that.
are
Yeah,
into
yeah.
podcasts, but Dan Carlin has one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Yeah.
Hardcore History. He releases every 6 months maybe,
Really?
but that's because he's compiling masses of data.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go that long without content, you better make sure your content is the best that there is.
And I have noticed, as long as the content's good, people do seem to be more forgiving with the time span between releases of episodes and things like that. So, yeah, and you're right, man. The dedication this takes, it's hard work, just like anything. If you want to be successful in any career or anything, you have to do the work. But
Yeah.
it is definitely something that we love to do.
Yeah, like-
So,
Yeah, like we were talking yesterday. Like you say, you want to come over and we need to talk and
Yeah.
get this.
yeah,
get
and
this
it
straightened
really
out
is
and
a
stuff like that.
continuous
So,
collaboration of the people you do this with talking. I mean, how often do you guys get together and talk about the podcast?
Weekly. And we have phone calls just because we've realized that if we don't collaborate, we're not on the same page, we're not
Yeah.
figuring stuff out. And I've known these
There she
guys for a
is.
long time, so you got to have that. But hi, Shauna.
Hi, Shauna.
Hi.
But Chuck,
Co-host of Chuckload of Comics just walked in from picking up the U-Haul for loadout day here at C2E2.
Oh, loadout
Hardrick,
day.
so let me just ask you, because we could talk about this for hours, but so we are going to have to wrap it up eventually because the old camera's running out of space. But like Ryan was just talking about setting goals. Where do you guys see Pages Beyond Paper going? Do you have a goal set in mind, or are you just kind of doing it day by day?
that is a good question. What
Should I give you a goal?
Well,
we need give us we need a goal. We need something to kick us in our
Well,
ass
that's the
right
beauty
now.
about like YouTube and also with like on iTunes and stuff. A goal can just be a set of subscribers.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Maybe just like
Yeah.
my first goal was 10. You know, when I hit 10, we had a party, and then the goal was 50.
We've talked.
Yeah, I
we've
did
talked
talk
about the
that
parties.
because I used to took a class with Martin Atkins from 9 Inch Nails, all that, and he had it in class where like you set a goal by getting like 5 emails from somebody because emails are money. It's like $1 to $5.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like set a goal like we reach out to 5 or 10 people a week and talk about this.
Absolutely.
So
That's a whole different style of goal.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, and something
making
that-
more connections.
Something I've noticed that's helped too is like cons like this. They have the podcast meetups and stuff like that. And really, if you're trying to plug your podcast to other podcasters to get it out there, we went to the one yesterday, man, and there was people who haven't not yet released podcasts at all, and there's people who've been doing it for years.
Oh, yeah.
Those are great ways to get plugged in, from what I'm noticing anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get plugged into that whole demographic and whatnot. So.
And it is a community, so just lean on people
Really?
who you like. Most of us will help out as much as we can.
That's right.
Most of us will help as much as
You
we
guys,
can.
Heartfelt sentiment.
We want to
You
see
guys
other
share
people
one brain.
succeed, right?
exactly.
And
I mean,
Chuck, I feel like nobody's asked you a question. Why don't you tell me what the hardest part of
I'm not
Chuck
here
Load
to
Comics-
answer
Yes,
questions.
you are. I'm
my
asking
goal
you.
is
I
to
wanna
not
know
have
on
to
the
answer
spot.
any. I haven't answered a single question this entire weekend.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I'd lean on you, but you're way over there. What's up?
So what's been the hardest part of Chuck Load Comics? Because I've been here not since the beginning, but pretty close. I've been watching you blow up.
Yeah, well.
So you get exclusive content, you get sponsors and stuff like that. So what is it that keeps you going, and what is it that's the obstacle that you're trying to clear?
No obstacles. It's been pretty much
No,
smooth
just
sailing.
totally easy for you.
Like, every day is a cupcake.
Okay.
Or a chocolate comics. No, I mean, my biggest hurdle is just kind of getting out of my own brain, because turning myself off to what could it be and just enjoy kind of what it is. Always reminding myself that it's just me and my wife sitting around talking about nerdy stuff, nerding out, because we've tried a lot of different things. We've tried guests and doing live stuff and remotes and setting the goals way too far. So kind of that's my biggest hurdle, is just reeling myself in, not trying to just... I'm rambling a little bit, but
That's all
because
right.
I'm thinking of things as I'm talking.
That's a good point.
But,
No, but I mean,
just really
think
kind of
of all
getting out of your own head.
Think
you
of all
know?
the cool things that you've gotten to do just because of
I
your
mean, look
YouTube
at where we
channel.
are right now.
I know.
Right,
Crazy.
yeah. C2E2 got your own booth. That's amazing, man.
When you
I know.
first started, did you think you would be doing this?
No, I mean, I never even thought I would meet half the people I've met since we started doing this.
It's amazing, and
I know.
it's great. And we've been to movie premieres. We went to the premiere of Super Troopers 2 and met the guys from Broken Lizard.
See, I've
And
never been to a movie premiere. That's a goal. I want to go to a movie premiere with Chumpcast.
stuff
There
that
you
you
go.
don't ever think that you would get to do. And I will say, the most important thing is if you think you're getting into podcasting to get rich, you are very mistaken.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That will not happen
So
unless
you missed
you...
the boat by about.
It's basically
20
like
years.
winning the lottery, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be Joe Rogan, and that's
Yeah.
fine. You don't have to be.
Well,
But
people always ask me that. They're like, "Okay, you hit 1,000 subscribers. Why haven't you monetized yet? Why aren't you doing, all the monetization stuff?" It's like, because we're really not here for that.
Yeah, right.
Because then it began right back to what you were saying. I think a little bit earlier. Once it kind of becomes a job, we told ourselves right when we first started this, if it starts to feel like a job, stop doing it. Because it's really just supposed to be fun.
Yep.
I wouldn't be sitting here with all you awesome people in the middle of Artist Alley at
And me.
C2E2.
And sitting with you guys.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's one thing that's most important, like you said, man. It's got to be fun. If it's not fun to you, you shouldn't be doing this.
nope.
Yeah.
So-
Hang it up.
Then
Hang on.
Monday, I'm going to call in work and tell them to quit.
Yeah. So biggest
Then I'll be homeless.
biggest tip. We're going to wrap this up. Ryan, biggest tip to anybody thinking about starting their own. Besides, don't go into it thinking you're going to get rich.
Yeah.
Don't drink a case of Busch Light and then try to name your podcast. Otherwise, you end up with a name like the Chumpcast.
Oh, no.
And you can't change your name.
I think Dave Grohl said the same thing about the Foo Fighters.
Probably.
And that's kind of really the only way you should name your podcast. Let's be honest.
You know what? No regrets.
just put your name on it, and
That's fine.
Cool.
Guys, anything? What have you
Chuck,
learned?
Chuck, thank you so much for letting us have this opportunity to sit with you and
Yeah.
talk with you. I love your show.
Thanks, man. This was great.
And if anybody wants to do a podcast that wants to do it and doesn't want to pay for therapy, it works too.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's
You're
a great
talking
way to
into
release.
the
Great
abyss.
release.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for watching this. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you know other podcasters, other YouTubers, share this video with them, because we'd like to kind of hear their comments and see what they think about it. Let us know. If you're a YouTuber or a podcaster, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. What are some of your biggest hurdles, some of your biggest goals, some of your biggest success and horror stories? We'd love to hear them. So day 3 of C2E2 is about to wrap up, guys. If you're watching this and you can make it over to the booth, please do. If you miss a minute at this booth, you miss a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
You guys know that.
Yes.
Yes.
So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Again, to see all the cool interviews and stuff we've done all weekend long, check us out on youtube.com/chuckloadofcomics or chuckloadofcomics.com. Chumpcast on iTunes. Like them, review them, rate them. listen to them constantly, and of course, Pages Beyond Paper. Where can people find you guys on iTunes?
iTunes
and YouTube right now. Yeah, I think we're kind of in that funny area where you were like trying to decide what we actually want to do, whether it's just the podcast or the YouTube. But yeah, so check us out on YouTube and iTunes. Pages Beyond Paper podcast.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys. We'll see you here next time.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Peace.
Thanks.
That's exactly what I wanted it to be.